Well, good morning, good afternoon, and happy day before Thanksgiving. Today really seemed like the day before Thanksgiving out there. Again, today, not a whole lot on pre-market to be watching into the open. I'll show you real quick what I was watching, and I was keeping eyes here on AMBR, AEHL, and ATON. And ATON looked fantastic going into the open. We'll look at all of these here, and I'll break down what I did today to keep myself in the green today. Man, this thing looked good on ATON today going into market open, and it was my top watch going into the bell, and I was really looking forward to hopefully getting some good plays on this. If this got breaking out of his 1 minute flag, I really wanted to get some plays on this, man, because those pullbacks would have looked amazing for a pivot out of that wedge. But as you can see, you're picked the downside direction. So no plays on ATON today. Yeah, this probably chopped up a lot of people today, if I had to guess, because this thing gave back everything right out of market open, and a lot of people are so hungry for setups, they're probably chasing these pullbacks, looking for that leg higher, and they just get smoked, and it happens quickly. So left that alone, never got the move there. It's one of those where you got to stick to what's most obvious. You know, what looks best, we got to stick to what's most obvious and what's going to work long term. And so we were also watching this AMBR into market open. I was initially watching it off 245, and I did get some trades on it today. I didn't play it off 245, but I did play it after a reclaimed trend. And so you come out of market open and kind of have a weird setup here. I'll show you in the 5 minute time frame. We have these higher highs setting up going into market open. I'm like, so as you can see here, we have these higher highs going into market open, and of course followed by these higher lows in this channel. And so what happens here that sort of puts me off of this a little bit is the fact that, look at this, it tries to break out. So you trap longs over the highs here, and it begins to, of course, sell back off the bottom of its channel, then, of course, reverses back up into the top of its range. And it's sort of a weird spot here because, again, you're trying to play it beneath the 90 MA, and so I left it alone there. And so that was sort of the big red flag for me, is that big grab off this tested breakout. And so later in the morning, we have, again, this previous high to lower high set up and try to break trend to the upside. We can see here this little smaller trend here was broken back to the upside. And so I'm looking to trade some pullbacks on this. And so I'm able to do a little bit of something here. Most of these, for example, on this entry here where I took it at, I think it was 275, and I got to move here to about 285. So back up into this previous high of day, I was able to take a majority of my position out. I think I only had like a quarter left or something like that. I had a quarter left here up into the highs, and I was looking to see if we couldn't get squeezing up higher. It then broke down, and I sold the rest beneath my entry. Overall, I had my first trade here, which was small green. And then price pulls back again. Look at this. It puts in place this bottom. I'm looking for that confirmed pullback, and it confirms the bottom here, which means now we have this area of confirmed buy-side interest. And so price pulls back again, and I still know I want to get breaking up to the highs here, so I take another pullback. I get to move back up into the mid-280s again, 283. Again, I take majority out. I stop the rest out beneath my entry. Again, price pulls back. I take another entry. We get to move back to 285, almost to 290 this time. Again, take a majority out, sell the rest for profit. All right, same thing again happens. Price pulls back. It confirms back over the moving averages. I take an entry for the move up higher. And again, I get a nice little move here back up into the 280. These really small plays back and forth, not able to really get any follow through. And of course, I left it alone afterwards. Same story here on AMZ. And so I am small green on AMBR today. AMZE was another one that was pretty interesting going into the open. You had a really nice 5 minute setup. Look at this. So we have this really tight sort of wedge going into market open. And not only do we have that, which we have this really tweezer style setup here, it gets breaking and we get over VWAP in the 90 MA and it sets up in a really nice way. And I'm looking to see if this thing can maybe get squeezing up through these highs back to the previous high of day. Well, that doesn't happen. And so what we actually have happen here is a lot of chop. And it gave you a little range to trade. I'm very small green on this today, primarily because of these first two trades, because we came out of open and I saw price pull back there beneath VWAP. And so as it pulls back beneath VWAP off the 90 MA, I take the entry here at 48.50, risking the 90 MA at 47.50. I had a cent of risk. So able to grab some decent share size, risking off the 90 MA to see if we couldn't follow up through those highs there. And we got a decent little move. Like I said, we got about, you can see here, from a 48.50 entry, got a move to about 49.50. So about a 1R move. You can see got a full take profit. Price pulled back again off the 90 MA. I added back to see if we couldn't get that move higher, and we did. You can see added back here for the break higher, and I got a little move back up in towards over 51 cents. So again, 48.50 to about 51 that time. So again, locked it in twice. And then the third time came along, and I locked it in again. You can see here, added back here on the attempted breakout. See if we couldn't get squeezing higher. Took that out, and again. So I'll pull back again, added back, and again, this was sort of break even through here. A little bit of giving back, but overall small green on this. So again, nothing really here. I was really wanting to get this thing squeezing. The 5 minute time frame looked amazing. We're getting all these big wicks putting off the lows. The buyers are wanting to get this thing squeezing up, and just nobody could take control of this. Nobody could really take full control. And so you have this action here where it just fakes out beneath VWAP and it's done. So I'm able to take a small profit through here, but that's about it. Moving on from that, though, last but not least, KTTA, and this thing was honestly a turd as well. I was taking a quarter size risk on this. In a hot market, this would have went 99% of the time, and I played it okay. I'm break even on it, but what can you do? We have this big leg to the highs here where, of course, I'm not playing it all through here because you've got this massive 10-cent spread all through here. And of course, I'm not going to go chasing halts today. In a market like this, that's the last thing I'm doing. And so we put in place this range off the high after the halts finally sort of step out the picture. We put them here, put in place another low here, and this is where I started to look for those pullbacks. And so after we confirm the bottoms here, and so after we confirm these bottoms here around that 110 area, I'm taking pullbacks, see if we can get squeezing up through these highs. This thing just never gets going, and it holds off the 90 MA so well. Look at how tight this thing really gets. You have this higher low getting put in here. This thing got so tight, and it just couldn't get going. And so I kept taking pullbacks. I ended up being break even on trade 1. I got some profit on trade 2, and trade 3 was a small loss. And so again, I'm overall flat because I take it here off the 90 MA looking for that squeeze up higher, and as you can see, it tries to make the move higher, but instantly rejects, being my sign for a full exit. And so again, I am flat on this one today, where I just couldn't get the move. Again, I'm flat here, small win here, small loss here. What can you do? So most of today's profit actually surprisingly came from the AMBR. I'm very surprised by that because honestly, look at the price action. It reminds me a lot of CTUI yesterday, where again, look at this. It squeezes up in the late morning. Look at this. All the way, look at this move. Pops from 275 all the way to 316, and then knifes all the way down to 260. That is wild. All on a 1 minute candle there. Just absolutely insane price action. Of course, that is when this thing was done for the day. So in any case, that's the day before Thanksgiving. There wasn't a whole lot out there today, but look, I'm just glad to be staying green right now, to be honest with you. It's one of those things where you've got to understand perspective, the environment that we're in, and just be happy with what we can do right now, because most people out there, the fact of the matter is they're getting chopped around, they're getting screwed. And I'm still able to come out there and lock in some nice trades, consistent, replicable opportunities every day. Just trying to nail some small little base hit wins, get on the bases. You fill the bases up, not looking for home runs, just trying to get on base. And able to do that, thankfully, I'm blessed, I'm grateful. And again, I just want to keep on doing it. Again, Friday we'll be trading again. So of course the market is closed tomorrow for Thanksgiving, but Friday for Black Friday, things will be open. We'll be playing here, of course, as always, probably a little bit slow, but it will be open. Then, of course, next week we'll come back and hopefully get some nice action back in the market. I'm looking forward to it, man, because this week has been very slow with Thanksgiving. But all that being said, another awesome week of just staying alive, staying above water, and just doing really well. So as always, if you did learn something from this video, make sure to subscribe for daily content just like this, and make sure to claim your 7-day free trial to navigate this crazy market as things finally heat back up into the end of the year. That way you'll get access to my alerts, my education, watch list, chat room, scanners, news, and so much more. Make sure to eat some good food tomorrow, spend some time with family, relax, get some fresh air, because look, we gotta be thankful for what we have, because what we do every day, nothing compares to it. So remember to be grateful, and I'll see you back on Friday.